Okay, so this is what you guys have been waiting for, and that is the drawing for the Milwaukee Compact Impact Wrench Kit. Say that 5 times fast. Let's get into the drawing. Good luck, everybody. All right, so here we go, everybody. 11:59 down here in the corner, Sunday the 24th. Go ahead and copy the link. Head on over, and we're going to pick a random comment. Here we go. One winner. Pick a random comment. Good luck, everybody. And the person that wins is Rancher07EW or U. Congratulations, you've won. So there we go again right here. I'll zoom in. Rancher07U. All right, so there you go. There's the winner. Thank you for everybody subscribing to the channel and leaving a comment in the video. Rancher07U, I guess it is. Send me an email to fixtherustbucket@gmail.com and I'll get the Impact Wrench Kit out to you. Stick around. Tomorrow I do have metal being delivered for the Firebird and the Bronco. Our chassis builds are going to be getting started as well. But for now, let's get into the video of continuing repairs of the GXP bumper. All right, so our next plan of attack is going to be repairing this middle section, working our way up to the top part of the bumper and out. So before we can actually start stitching this together, or those up there, we've got to get these dents out of the bumper, getting the bumper back into close to its original shape, getting these tears closer. There's about a 1/4 inch gap right there on this one. And we got to bring this part of the bumper back a 1/4 inch. Same thing with the top here. This top tear, if I pull it together, yeah, it'll come close, but the bumper's formed incorrectly to what it would be when you go to remount it on the car. So the tools we're going to use to reform the bumper or reshape the bumper back into its correct location is just a simple everyday household heat gun, and then a couple of our dollies from our hammer dolly set. And we're just going to use the different shapes as needed or where they fit the best. We'll heat this up on the back side, use the dolly to press it out, starting to reform and shape it. While doing that, once we have it close to where we want it to be, or getting it close to where we want it to be, just going to use some water and a rag. We'll put it on top of the plastic here, cooling it off, locking it back in place. Now, lucky for me, I have the whole bumper. I can reference parts that aren't damaged or minimal damage to them. So right here, it's pretty flat. It has a slight curve to the outside. Now we come right into here, reverse dent in there, plus down the center of this had a slight point to it. Not a sharp point, but a slight point to it. And you can, I don't know if you can see it on the camera or not, but right along here, I can see where that was. So we've got to bring everything back out. So we'll start on the bottom and then work up here in the middle. So we'll find something that fits somewhat comfortable on there. I just put all my dollies back in the back here. So this shape's going to work pretty good for this right now. So we'll go ahead and get started with heating it up. Just going to feel through the bumper, start feeling the heat come through. Shouldn't take too much, it's already warming up. We get it pretty hot and then push it out. see what we can do with that. So as you can see, it's making the bumper pliable again. I like the way that's sitting right now, so we're actually going to go ahead and cool that off right where it's sitting now. And as you cool it off, as you can see, it's your close up here. It's already pulled back out some. Now we didn't get all this right here or this, but we'll work it little by little. We'll work it back out and reshape it. All right, so as you can see, it's starting to pull out. With it cooled off with the water, it's not going back in. It's starting to take its shape again. We have a lot more to do along here and this one little spot right there. What we're doing right now is just reforming this bumper to get it back to as close as we can to its original shape. There will be body work that has to be done to it afterwards. This dolly, that shape right there, is actually working out pretty well for this one. Get that back there, and our water, again, the water cooled it off, locks it in place. Now we can move forward with moving it out a little bit more. And that, just take your heat gun and best you can, just evenly spread out the heat around that area. Don't worry about it if you go too high. You can either use the heat gun to press it back down or sand it down if it's not too big of a high. Because I do have a high down here that we have to sand down. So just take your time little by little. Once you have it pliable, press it out, grab your water, and cool it off. And again, cool water is locking that back in place. So we're going to repeat that process over and over and over again until we get this back to as close as we can get, or what we think was the original shape. All right, so as you can see, it is starting to pull out. It is coming out. There's some high spots I caused, which we can fix with the heat gun and a dolly on either side of this. Right now I'm looking at and I'm seeing that there's an issue with the center of the bumper here in the middle on top. This dent up here is causing this top part to not want to reshape in the correct direction. It's just, it continues to pull it that way. So what we're going to do is we're going to hold off with doing any more repairs or any more heating up on this area. I'm going to do a little bit more here. If we can get enough pulled out of this here, we'll restitch this tear here. That will strengthen up the bumper even more, making it a little bit better, because as you can see, it's still pretty wobbly. It's not very sturdy right now. Well, if we can get that stitch done over there, then it'll help to reshape this, and then we'll start working on that, pulling the top over again. So it's getting pretty close. I did heat this up quite a bit right there, and I did roll some plastic over, so I'll just trim that off with a knife. That's okay. We're gonna come back and fill all these cracks in on the outside in the end. But this is pretty close. We're not gonna get it exact because it's not connected yet. I just noticed there's a slight dent right in here, giving us a little bit of a hard time getting this to line back up, but we're close enough, or we're almost close enough, I think, that we can get ready to use the screen and the foil tape to get this part put back together. So one more down here. We'll take one more look at it. Now I'm just putting my hand on here so I can feel the heat, because I can't see behind. Normally I'd be behind the bumper doing this and I could see it, but just putting my hand on there so I can feel the heat coming through the bumper so I don't overheat the bumper. If you make it too soft, you could blow holes through it. So I'm trying to avoid that while showing you guys what we're doing here. So I'll push that one out. Looks pretty good. We'll cool that off and see where we're at. I know I do have this big dent in right here, and this line's got to be straightened out quite a bit. It's real tight in the back there, so I'm gonna hold off on doing that right now, just because I got to get in the back and see where I'm heating this up while also forming the front. But we'll get to this part here and straighten these two out, this one here, and then maybe work a little bit more, see where that's at. Over here, if you look and see, the headlight housing area, where the headlight comes, sticks out a little bit on the bumper, it's got a nice curve to it. We'll just find what dolly works best for that curve. You don't always have to use the shiny side of the dolly. This is just a handle part of the dolly, but that works just as well. And if you see, it fits in that curve pretty good. So we'll use that to reshape the side over here. Okay, so getting back to repairing the bumper, I've pulled out, heated up and pulled out as much as I can right now. I think in this area with the dents and reforming or shaping the plastic, the center is getting close. The top is still pretty far off. The center of this is real close, and I'll get you a close-up of it real quick. So here in the center, on the top part of this tear and on the very bottom part of the tear, with very minimal effort, I can pull the bumper back together and get it back to where, close to where it should be. But as you can see up on the top, we're still running into this gap right here. Now there is a raised part and a indentation part right here that I did not heat yet. And I think if we get that taken care of, we should be able to stitch it back together with the screen on the backside like we did across the bottom. So I'm going to do a little bit of work here, get this reformed, and then we're going to try and tape this together. I'm thinking once I get this center part stuck together with the screen mesh on the backside, it's going to make it a little bit easier to finish forming the rest of the bumper. All right, see how this came out. get you guys a close-up here. It's landed pretty good. This is off just a hair. The gap is virtually gone right there. It's a little bit bigger down here. And underneath, get down underneath here. Same thing, gap, a little bigger than I wanted, but we can fill that in. So overall, not too bad. All right, so that's gonna wrap it up for me tonight. I'll get back onto this tomorrow. That was a fairly large patch to do. Overall, I'm not too disappointed with how it came out. The gap on the bottom side here, probably could have made it a little bit tighter, a little bit closer, but that's okay. We can fill that in when we go back to filling in these cracks on the outside.